ready to present at the getting ready to start the peak performance. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for spending your time with me. Hi, I'm Christine Harrington, the Savvy Sales Lady, and we're going to get right down to it today. You can't sell more because you're in hustle mentality. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me go back about 15 years ago and tell you a story that happened on Christmas Day. Now, this was when I was working for a corporate insurance company, and it was Christmas Day. I was sitting down having dinner with my parents, and I noticed my cell phone kept going off and kept going off and kept going off. So I excused myself from the table, wondering what's the emergency. And it was an insurance broker on the other end of the phone saying that, yeah, he knew it was Christmas Day, but he needed a quote that evening so he could present it the next day at a client meeting. He made his crisis now my crisis on Christmas Day. That evening, after I sent that quote, I beat myself up for allowing him to step over my professional boundaries. From that day forward, I decided that that was never going to happen again, because not only was this insurance broker always contacting me at the very last minute to get something done for him, he rarely placed the business with me. Even if it was my best client, should we be doing this? No, I should have turned my phone off and enjoyed my Christmas dinner with my family. So, have you ever done anything insane like that? That's what the hustle mentality would lead you to believe. And we all know who started this, and that was Gary Vee. Y'all remember him tweeting at 2 o'clock in the morning saying we should all be tweeting at 2 o'clock in the morning as well. Well, he did get some pushback on a lot of that. And a few years later, he started changing his tune. But so many people get wrapped up in this hustle mentality. But you can't sell more when you're in hustle mentality. And here's why. Because you're so stressed, you're so tired, you're so pushing so hard to make sales that you start to push your clients away. You start to push your prospects away. That's why hustle mentality can be dangerous. And I wrote this in my newsletter today, and here's some of the highlights of the newsletter I'd like to share with you. I shared my story about how this all unfolded on Christmas Day. But here's the thing. We all know sales is a constant uphill battle. You're only as good as your last sale, right? And that's why it's so important that you slow down a tad. It's only May, and I'm already hearing from my clients that they're experiencing burnout. One of my clients who I've been coaching to slow down and to rethink about the way that she has designed her day, she said to me, which is what inspired me to write this article, quote, I had no idea I could sell more by simply slowing down and redesigning my sales day. Folks, I cannot express enough how you need to slow down, set professional boundaries, and redesign your sales day. So here are some action steps I'd like for you to think about, okay? Reflect on your values and dreams. Take some time alone, whether it's today or the weekend, without distractions, and write out your values, your dreams, why you love selling. And maybe the stress is so bad now that you actually hate selling. So if the demands of selling and the stress is causing you to hate selling, this is the perfect opportunity for you to re-examine your beliefs on selling and the hustle mentality and take a step back and rethink how your selling day is going. Does that make sense? Because if you don't do this, you'll continue to hate selling. Your sales will suffer because of that. And then you'll start to question whether you're even right for the selling profession. So that's the consequences. What needs to change in your sales day so that you can love selling again? Okay, number 2. Identify your sales goals and what drives you to sell. Reflect on the product and services you sell. Does it even align with you? Many times I discover that salespeople are most suited to sell one product over another. In other words, are you more aligned to selling intangible products like concepts, insurance products, financial products, things like that, versus tangible products like cars or jewelry or anything that you can feel and touch? What are you more aligned to? Perhaps you're selling the wrong type of product and you're trying to convince yourself that you are selling the right product. In the show notes below, I'm going to give you a description, an actual link that you can go and explore this more on an article that I wrote, gosh, I want to say 5 years ago. I've had many people read that article and reach out to me and tell me how helpful it was for them. So, maybe it is that you're just selling the wrong product and you're pushing yourself to succeed on the wrong thing. Think about that too. Now, the third thing I want you to do is evaluate your current situation and what are your learning gaps? Discover what your weak link is in selling. And I bet you can probably come up with 2 or 3 right on the spot. Maybe your weak link is follow-up work or phone work. Do you need to learn to be more confident in asking for the sale or recognizing the right time to close? So often in my sales coaching practice, I see people trying to close too soon, especially over the phone. Maybe these are areas you need to work at. So whatever it is, write it down. Write the areas of selling that need to improve and strive to fill in the learning gap. Then number 4, define your need to scale to the next level. Is your need to scale to the next level defined as making more money? Is it based on a goal that your boss set or your company set? What specific impact are you trying to make? There's no judgment here, but you need to know the answers to these questions. It's no fun that your sales life causes you to have a pit in the bottom of your stomach Sunday evening. That is no sales life at all. You can have the sales life you want by redesigning your sales day. And a sales life shouldn't look like doing a quote or taking a call from a client on a holiday because the ungrateful client is now making his crisis or her crisis your crisis. That should not happen. Set professional boundaries. And take it from me, I worked in corporate insurance sales for 42 plus years. I wish I would have taken control of my sales life earlier on in my career. But when that Christmas day happened, that's when I decided I needed to make some changes. I want you to have the freedom to design the sales life that's perfect for you. Don't be like me, where I was frazzled by the end of the day, and then I felt like I didn't do enough, and need to keep pushing. As I said at the beginning of this podcast, if you feel like you need to push, then chances are you're pushing good prospects away because you're pushing them. Do you know what I'm saying here? Bet you do. Jordan Belfort of the Wolf of Wall Street famously says, and the beauty is. So I'm going to say it. And the beauty is your sales life can be redesigned to fit your values without the constant drain of hustle. It can be done without having your sales being influenced. My sales went up. I never missed a sales goal once I slowed down, redesigned what my priorities were for my sales day. And why did that happen? For the same reason it will happen to you. You'll be more relaxed instead of stressed. And when you're more relaxed, you think clearer and you have the freedom of being more personable with the prospect. You wouldn't push your family, your friends, your spouse, your children. So why are you pushing the prospect? Because you're trying to get them to do something you want them to do because you feel desperate, stressed, and you're in hustle mentality. You don't need to push. So reflect on your values and your dreams, identify your sales goals and what drives you, evaluate your current situation and learning gaps, define your need to scale to the next level. Now, I want to invite you all to subscribe to my newsletter, Focus Drop. I'll put the link in the description area in the show notes below. And why do I want you to do this? Because once a week, Tuesday mornings, you'll get another focus drop to think about and to implement into actionable steps the week of the focus drop. It'll get you thinking about how there is a better way to achieve your sales goals this year. You can have the best selling year of your life this year. Yep, it may be May, but what? You've got 7 months. If you're behind, and I'm going to encourage you to slow down, rethink your day, and schedule it with nothing but selling activities. All right. And if you ever have any comments, drop them in the comment box and I'll be happy to answer them while we're live. And here's something I haven't talked about. Here's how you can receive more information. My newsletter, my YouTube channels, following me on LinkedIn, X primarily, and Instagram. And the beauty is they're all free. They're all free. In my newsletter, Focus Drop, I go much more in depth than I do on LinkedIn or X. But don't forget, I do live sessions just to train you, just to pass on ideas and suggestions to you for free every Tuesday evening and Thursday evening on LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. I appreciate your time, which is why I make these live sessions short. Remember, sales is a journey, not a quick trip around the block. I'll see you Thursday.